Good morning, I'm Charlotte and I'm a doula with the Birth Baby Balance team here based in West Oxfordshire, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the word doula today. So I've had a lot of times when I've met people and people ask that question, so what do you do? And I say I'm a doula, and lots and lots of times people say, I'm sorry, a do what? Or a do who? And so today I wanted to talk about a do what or a do who. I am a doula. So the word doula really came, the term doula was developed in this context of supporting women and their families during pregnancy, childbirth and postnatally in the 1960s. An American anthropologist called Diana Raphael conducted a study in 1969 looking at the whole area of women having a birth companion alongside them, particularly during the labour and childbirth process, and what effect that had on their delivery itself, on the actual birth outcomes. They looked at that. And now, having a birth companion is not new news. Researchers have found and historians have found amazing pictures, Stone Age paintings of stone carvings and statues, cave paintings of women supporting other women during the childbirthing process. So that's been women supporting women and giving them encouragement during the pregnancy and the labour and then postnatally has been around since the birth of time itself. But in the 1960s, particularly in America, birth had become quite medicalised, and a lot of women were going into hospital to have their babies, and their birth was being managed by doctors and less by midwives. So this study that Diana Raphael did was quite a breakthrough in looking at the way we looked at birth. And then in the 1980s, two American obstetricians looked at her research and her study further and decided to conduct some proper clinical trials on it. So they took a group of women and they divided them in half, and some women had what was being offered, a more sort of hospital-based birth that was being overseen by an obstetrician, and other women had they chose to have a birth companion with them. This would be somebody that they had already built a relationship with, somebody that they knew, somebody that they felt safe with, and this person stayed with them throughout the whole of their labour and childbirth process. And they then, these two obstetricians gathered all of the research, and amazingly, well, probably not amazingly really, but for them, the outcomes were that actually if a woman had somebody with her who she knew and trusted, who she'd built a relationship with, someone where she felt safe, it dramatically lowered her chance of needing to have any medical intervention. It could actually shorten the labour time. It appeared to be, it reduced the chances of needing to have more medications, more drugs to help with pain relief, and it definitely impacted the need for medical intervention. So by that I mean less caesarean sections, less forceps delivery. This was groundbreaking stuff in the 1980s, particularly with doctors, obstetricians, and people who were caring for women, and this started to become something that women had access to. So in the 1990s in America, these two obstetricians set up an organisation called Doulas of North America, DONA, natty little title, and it started to grow. There were lots of obstetricians across the world beginning to write about it. The French obstetrician Michael Odent, he was writing as well about very similar sorts of things. So they started to connect up globally. And doula news started to travel, and the doula sensation was born, I guess. Really, going back to the word doula, That was something that was used in the first time by this lady Dana Raphael back in the 1960s, late 1960s. It's not a new word. It's a word that's been around for a very long time. It comes from a Greek word meaning one who gives a devoted caregiver, a servant. And so she used it for the first time in this context of being a supporter, one who gives devoted care during labour and delivery and in the postnatal period. One of the other words that is sort of goes along with the meaning of the word doula is one who gives kindness and support. And actually, I think that perfectly sums up what a doula does, because actually we are there to support the family, the mother particularly, but the wider family as well, and give care and support and kindness during that time. We all know ourselves that actually if we have the support of somebody that we love and trust, who is standing alongside us, that just we relax, we find, and our bodies relax, and of course that is why then labour flows easier. It doesn't always work that way, but even for ladies who perhaps need to have some intervention and support at the end from the medical teams, having a doula with them increases and enhances